Crafty Kate and I run a small crochet business. On this channel we talk all things yarn and crochet, and today is again market day. Today is Thursday, the farmers market here in town. So real quick, I wanted to go over a couple things that I made before the market. Obviously I just got out of the shower. It's pretty rainy outside, so I'm kind of waiting to see what the weather does to make sure I'm still going to the market. So we'll see how that goes. And if it doesn't clear up, I might do an impromptu PalmStreet, but we'll just see how that goes. So I only made a few things because my hands were a little bit sore after the Crochet Your Collection challenge from the last video, but I did do a pattern test and I had a lot of fun with it. So here is that little guy. So this is the little koala from Stacy Makes, one of her new fancy pants animals. And I added the fur for the ears. I made this little guy with Elise Veludo, a 6.5 millimeter hook, and these are 18 millimeter eyes. He turned out so cute with his little overalls. I love him so much. I did want him to be light gray, but Elise Veludo doesn't really have good grays. So he ended up very light blue, but I gave him some blue eyes to kind of make it look like I did it on purpose. But yeah, he is so cute. I love him so much. So I'm gonna charge $28 for him, along with the cows from the Fancy Pants Animals patterns that I've made in the past. So he will go next to the little cows. And then I wanted to make a whole bunch of the mini loaf cats to replenish my stock from last time, but I already had some extras, so I ended up only making 2. I made 2 little black ones. So this is a free pattern on Instagram. These are my best sellers, and I ran out of black ones, so I just made 2 little black ones. I charged $10 for these. I actually made these with Premier Basics chenille this time because I don't like the black burlap that I have left. So, but they end up the same size. Really cute. 6.5 millimeter hook. These are 12 millimeter eyes. So $10 each for those guys. And then I sold out of both of my regular colored Max the Market kitty pattern from April from the Cozy Buckeye. I had 2 tie-dye kitties left, so I wanted to make some more natural colored cats. So I made 2 of them. So I made a solid black one with pretty like color changing silver eyes. And then this little gray and white one. So cute. I love them both so much. So I charge $18 for these. So this will bring us up to 4 of these little guys. Again, this is Max the Market Kitty, one of my favorite patterns. So there's those 2, $18 each. And then I replenished my mystery boxes. We sold 3 last week, so I made 3 more. I ended up putting something from my $8 bin in one, and then let's see, I haven't sealed them up yet. I made a little whale from the All From Jade free pattern on Instagram, and then I made a little stingray. This is the free pattern on Instagram from Shea Dew Cotton, and I will link all those patterns down in the description. So these are my mystery boxes. I just buy the little plain white boxes and then stick the fun colored stickers on there, and then I have some stickers inside. So 3 of those. I'll also link everything I use for my mystery boxes down in the description. It's all from Amazon, so I'll link that for you guys in case you want to try these mystery boxes. They have been very popular for me. Okay, so we're going to get everything packed up in the truck, I think. The weather is not looking too terrible, so I think we're going to try it. So I'm going to get everything packed up, and I will check in with you when we get to the market. Okay, we're all set up at the market. It has already rained on us a couple times, but just a little sprinkle, not too bad. It's a little loud here. I have Paige with me. She's my helper. Nick stopped by to help with the sandbags and everything to get set up quick in the rain. And then he went to get us food, so he'll be back. But yeah, I'll check in at the end. And like always, we have our Max Carpetworks bag here with all our stuff. We got some battery-powered fans, tripod, yarn, stuffing, water, paper towels for when it gets wet, the money bag, little pockets with all the smaller things. I love this bag. Seriously, take it everywhere. Hello, it is the next day. It is Friday after my market. Yesterday was Thursday. So my background is a little bit different today. I will explain in just a second. So I wanted to go over the market yesterday. So it was raining on my way into town, so my stuff got wet in the back of the truck. Obviously I had my plushies and my chair and everything inside the truck, but my tables and stuff got a little bit wet on the way there, so that was a little disappointing and frustrating, but it ended up being okay. So my boyfriend came to help set up along with my sister Paige. They were both there to help set up as quickly as possible since it was kind of sprinkling. So we got everything set up and out of the rain and everything was good. It did sprinkle a little bit. We had to rearrange the tables just a little bit to kind of pull them inside the tent a little bit farther, but that was fine. And it never did actually rain on us, so that was nice. But I do think the weather did definitely affect the number of people that were out. There were still people out and about, but not nearly as many as we usually see during that market. And there were kids and all that stuff, and the concert was still happening and all that fun stuff, but it really was not a fantastic market. So like I've said in previous videos, I like to get 10 times my booth fee, which for these markets, the booth fee is $20. So I'd like to make at least $200 to make it worth it. Obviously, any money I make over the $20 is profit and technically worth it, but it's a lot of work to take all this stuff down there for just a couple hours to not even make $200. So it was a little bit of a letdown. I'll go over the items with you guys. We sold some good things. Obviously everything that sold was good, but I wish we had sold more, obviously. Anyway, so we sold 15 items total. The booth fee, like I said, is $20, and then the square fees are $2.33. I did have quite a few card purchases yesterday. So let's see. We sold 4 items out of the $5 bin. 2 of them were fruit keychains. It was the strawberry and the pineapple, and then one of my whales, and then I'm not sure what the 4th one was. I can't remember. So 4 from the $5 bin. We sold 3 from the $8 bin. One of them was a capybara. I cannot remember the other 2, but 3 out of the $8 bin. And then 2 mystery boxes. Very exciting. I like selling the mystery boxes. People are so funny. They're like, I have to see what's inside. I'm so excited. So we sold 2 of those. We sold 1 car hanger. It was the little succulent plant that I've had for quite a while. So finally sold that for $10. We only sold 1 mini loaf cat this time, which is way lower than normal. So that was not my best seller this time. And then we sold one of the bigger mushy boys. It was the red topped one for $12. And then the little hammerhead shark that I just made for the last video, the pattern by Shadu Cotton. We sold that little guy for $15. So that's exciting. It's always exciting to sell stuff that you just made. So that was cool. And then the long neck dinosaur that I had, the striped blue one, he was kind of my scrappy dinosaur that I used 3 different colors of blue burlap blanket for. We sold him for $20. And then the big sale of the day was the mallard duck weighted kind of beanie baby thing. It's one of the Couch Brigade from All From Jade that I made recently. So the little duck sold. And that is it. That is the 15 items total that we sold. So altogether that added up to $155. So minus the $20 and minus the $233 for the square fees. So about $132 total profit. So for sitting there for 4 hours and hauling all my stuff down there and setting up, that is not ideal, but still good to get rid of a few things down there. So then I had the idea to do a impromptu PalmStreet live this morning. So I got up this morning and I set up my table in my craft room and put a bunch of my plushies on there, and then picked out a project to work on, and I went live on PalmStreet and crocheted a part of a dragon. So I have a custom Etsy order for a dragon. So we worked on that. I got the head, the body, and the ears done. And then sold a few plushies. So it was a very successful PalmStreet. I was live for almost 2 hours, I think. And we made almost as much as we did at the market yesterday. So very successful, very fun chatting with everybody. Thank you all to everybody that showed up for that. That was a lot of fun. I hope to do that more often. So here's a quick little look at my setup back there. I just put a couple plushies up. You can see Angel down there hanging out underneath. Dog toys everywhere. But yeah, so I just set that up behind me and went live and crocheted and sold a couple cuties. So I'll go over those real quick. So Diane from Illinois got my 2 little bats that I made recently with the little glow-in-the-dark fangs. So cute. So they are going home. And then she also got my little loaf fox. So excited for this guy. So the little bats and the fox are going home. And then, let's see, Melissa from North Carolina bought my little tree frog. So cute. So excited for him. Thank you so much. And then both of those states are already crossed off on my map, so I don't have any to fill in on that. And then somebody here in town bought my Wednesday doll for his daughter for her birthday, and I know she's gonna love it. She was actually at my market yesterday and she saw the doll and reached up and she was like, I want that. So I'm very excited for her to get this for her birthday. She's gonna love it. And thank you so much for buying her. I'm very excited. She's kind of staying in the family. So yeah, little Wednesday's going home as well. So then I'll do a little breakdown of the PalmStreet earnings as well. So total, I brought in $148, and that is with the items and the shipping. And then the fees, the PalmStreet fees are $8.74, and then the third party payment processing fee was $7.34. So about $16. So let's see, let's do a little math. So that ends up being about $132, which is pretty much what I made at my market yesterday. So once again, PalmStreet wins out as far as markets versus PalmStreet. All I had to do was set up here in my craft room. I crocheted for a little while, chatted with a bunch of people, had fun, and made about the same amount of money as I did at the market yesterday, where I had to haul all my stuff downtown, set it all up, sit there for 4 hours, worry about getting rained on and the wind and all that stuff. So once again, I am really in love with PalmStreet. I'm really excited to do more lives this fall. My next one is September 12th, and it's going to be a really big one. I'll probably be live for several hours. We're going to do a game of trivia. I have a spin the wheel thing that I'm going to set up with lots of different prizes. I'm going to make stitch markers. I have crochet hooks. I'm going to have a bunch of fun yarn. What else is on there? I'm going to paint a bunch of safety eyes, so I'll have individual pairs on there to win on the spin the wheel. So the spin the wheel is kind of maker themed, and then I also got a lot of great ideas for stuff I'm going to try to make before that live. We have more spiders, tie-dye dragons, loaf raccoons, loaf foxes, so like more guys like this, and then I have a little raccoon pattern. We're going to make more bats, some dogs, weasels. We're going to have lots of fun plushies. I'll probably have some kind of setup like this and then spin the wheel and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be big and exciting. I am still trying really hard to get to 100 bookmarks. If we get to 100 bookmarks, PalmStreet will actually reduce my selling fee. So that would be really, really exciting for such a big live. We are over halfway there. The last time I looked a little bit ago, we we're at 51 bookmarks. And I think our record for bookmarks was 62 for one of my tie-dye dragon lives. So I'm really, really hoping to get over 100, and I'll do a giveaway for you guys. So if you haven't bookmarked that yet, it's down in the description. Go bookmark it. All you do is go to the link, which will take you to the event, and then hit the little bell icon to get notified when I go live, and that is considered a bookmark. So if we get 100 of those, we'll have an extra giveaway during the live. But yeah, I'm really excited for that one. I have a lot of work to do to get prepared for that, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see all of you guys there. And then I had one more little update from my market yesterday I forgot to tell you guys about. So somebody wanted to buy this little mini loaf kitten. I think that's what I call them. Mini loaf cat, whatever, kittens. But she handed it to me and she said, "Can you add a butt to this cat?" And I had never done that before. I knew what she meant, but I'd never done it, and I didn't have black yarn with me. So she asked if I was coming back next week, which I am supposed to. Next week is another farmer's market that I'm planning on attending. So I told her I would be back and I would take the cat home and add the little butt. So I did that on the live first thing on PalmStreet. So here is the little kitty butt that I added. Pretty cute. I might start doing that too. More of them. So that's fun. So this little guy should sell next week, hopefully, if that person comes back for the little kitty with a butt. So there's that. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to share with you guys as far as the market prep, and the PalmStreet. I'll link as many of the patterns as I can down in the description. If I miss any, or if there's any you're curious about, just ask in the comments and I can definitely track down the link for you and send that over. Just let me know if I miss one. And for an emoji down in the comments for making it all the way to the end of the video, let's do a little fox this time in honor of this cutie going home. So excited for this guy. So I hope there's a fox emoji, otherwise do a cat, I guess. But so little fox is going home, so put your fox emojis down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. My next video on Monday might be a little bit late. I'm thinking about switching my Monday videos to Tuesday just so I'm not running late all the time, but we'll see how it goes. But I am planning on making some Madeline Mayco patterns. I'm gonna pick 5 and make those for the video. So that's what's coming next. And then we have more markets, obviously, and PalmStreet. So thank you all for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.